episode of Creative Writing Advice with me, JJ Barnes. If you don't know me, I am the author of How to Write a Story, which is out now on Amazon. I take you from the beginning of your story all the way through your midpoint to the end, and I cover everything in between as well. And yeah, this is how I'm hoping I can help inspire you and get your stories out into the world, which is also what I do over here on YouTube. I take pieces of writing advice, ideas, things to do with story structure and characterization, tips and tricks you can use in your writing, and I break them down and I talk about them. What I want to do is get more stories out into the world and help you become the writer that you've always wanted to be. However, what I do on a Monday is a little bit different, and if you're new, I'll explain it, and if you are someone who's been with me for a while, thank you for being here again. And also, I'm sorry, just ignore this bit because I'm just going to fill people in. So what I do is I get sent questions about a lot of different things, and I have always been sent things that haven't been to do necessarily with traditional writing advice. So I thought what I would do is a series where I answer anything, and I get sent just such an amazing variety of questions. Sometimes confusing for me, I don't understand, but I do my best to answer them anyway, and basically it's to have a bit of fun so you guys can get to know me, and it's just to have a good time on a Monday morning and share ideas and thoughts about all sorts of subjects. So what I do is I get sent questions on social media, comments on here, and on my Ask FM account. I get them and I put them all into this bag. I mix them up because I get sent them at different times and I don't want to do them chronologically. I like to mix them up, so some are older, some are newer, and we never know what we're going to get. So yeah, I will just take one out at random. I'll do a few questions in this video and then I'll save the rest for next time, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun with it. So if you want to stick a question in here, just send them to me and they'll all go in. So right, I'll get going. All right. So my first one. Ooh, okay. How lucky are you and why? Well, I'm very lucky. I sometimes have to remind myself that because I think everybody, no matter how lucky you are or how good your life looks to people outside, I think everybody struggles with things, and I certainly do. I do have to remind myself sometimes of the blessings I have in my life, and I don't feel guilty for that necessarily. I mean, sometimes I do, but I don't think I should, because we all live our own lives and we all have our own experiences. So when somebody has like the career I dream of and an incredible income as well, I feel jealous and like, you have nothing to be sad about, because that's what I'm desperate for. But they all have their own pain, things they think they're unlucky for. So the same is true for me. I know that I'm incredibly blessed, but there are still things that I struggle with and find really hard to cope with. And yeah, but if I take like a completely like unemotional sort of dry look at my life and my circumstances, I am very lucky because I have a beautiful family. I have children that I love desperately, who are healthy. I have my own health. I had the coronavirus, but I recovered relatively smoothly. I have a partner who he's healthy and great. We are doing the work we love. I'm here doing this fun thing, which loads of people don't get an opportunity to answer fun questions and get to know people. And so yeah, I'm incredibly lucky. I love my job, I love my family, I have some great friends, so I'm incredibly lucky. I wish I had certain things different, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate what I've got. So yes, I would say I'm very lucky. Okay, okay. How are you doing? Like, really doing? It's a funny question. I'm okay. Yeah, it kind of ties in nicely with the last one, because yes, I am okay, and I am okay. I'm struggling with some stuff. and I wish some stuff was different. But that was true with the same question before, so I'm also okay. So thank you for asking. Let's see. Oh, don't probe into my soul anymore. Okay. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing to me this week? Honestly, okay. If we learn and improve from our mistakes, why are we still afraid to make them? I'm assuming this is to do with a video or a couple of videos I've done where I talk about how humans, we go on an arc, and our characters also do, where we make mistakes and we do things wrong. And I've talked about this quite recently in a video. I'm not sure which one, I'll remember. I talked about it because we have to grow and change. And oh, it was in the moral purity video. Yeah, I talked about it in the moral purity video. I said that humans, people, us, we aren't flawless. We aren't morally pure. We make mistakes and we do things wrong, and because of that we're able to grow and change, and we're able to become better people. Because if you don't ever make a mistake, and if you don't ever do anything wrong, then you can't grow and develop as a person, because you're perfect, which is not human. We're none of us are perfect. So I talked about that. And why are we still afraid to make the mistakes? Because even if in the future you maybe benefit from the life lesson and grow into the new person that you're going to become, even if you do, it still hurts. It still hurts really hard sometimes, and you still have to carry that. And I made mistakes, so many mistakes, but I made loads of mistakes, especially in my late teens and my 20s, when I just didn't know how to cope with all the things in my head and all the choices and things that were done. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know how to process it. So I made a lot of mistakes. And whilst now I'm grateful for the lessons, of course, because I wouldn't be where I am in my life, and as I said before, I know I'm very lucky, it still hurt real bad, and I still carry the weight of that. And that's true for everybody. You can learn from something and become a better person for it, but it still hurts in the moment. And future you might benefit from it, but you're not future you yet. You're now, you're present you, and present you matters still. Present you doesn't want to hurt. So yeah, I'm getting nervous now. I'm going to get some real sort of intense, like, sort of, I don't know. I always worry that when I get the really personal, intense, sort of deep questions, that what I say is disappointing, or not what you want, or even just bad. Even if it's advice, especially, I worry I give bad thoughts, and I don't want to do that. So this is not so. Okay, what can you endlessly stare at? Well, when my children were little, when my children were babies, I could endlessly stare at them. They were just the most incredible creatures, and they still are, don't get me wrong. It's just now they talk back and, yeah, play loud television shows. When they were babies, they were just these perfect, funny little creatures that I could just stare at endlessly. Right now, what I feel like I do stare at endlessly is the film I'm editing, Hollowhood, because I stare at it endlessly. I do. I literally do. I just stare and stare and stare. And I go right in small, like, because you can zoom in into fractions of seconds to adjust tiny details. And I spend so many hours a day just staring at my film editing. So that is definitely an accurate thing that I literally do stare at endlessly. All right. opinions on Taylor Swift releasing 2 albums in 1 year. Go her, right? Like, if you're creative and like passionate about your work and you manage to make like good stuff that you like and you're happy with and you can share it with people who will like it and be happy, why not? I don't know why people are down on that. Why shouldn't she? There's no rule, right? There's no rule. You could just, if you've done it and you love it and it's good and it's there, why not release it? I say good on her. I love creativity. I love people who are passionate about their work and creative and able to like just go with it because it's what they are good at and what they want, and I respect it huge. I do, genuinely. I love it. I love creative people who work really hard. Okay. What are your further expectations from life? Would it be easy or hard to get them? Expectations or goals? I suppose they're the same. I wouldn't work for it to achieve my goals if I hadn't got at least some expectation. So I'll treat them as the same, I guess. I want to make more films. I love making films. I want film I'm working on now to be released. My expectation is Hollowhead, as I say, the film that we're doing now. I'm expecting it to be small because we have a small budget. We aren't like, I'm not massively successful. I'm not like a celebrity filmmaker. I haven't got like an army of publicists behind me. We're very small. We are little indie group. But it's good. It's good, and I'm very proud of it. So I'm hoping it will get a good reception, though my expectation is it'll be small. But I'm hoping to use that as an opportunity to get budgeting and funding for more work and to release more films. I would like eventually I would like to stay indie. At the minute, I'm saying this, like obviously if a massive studio were like, JJ, we want you to do a movie, here's like $5 million. I mean, I'm not an idiot. Hello, Kat. I probably would go for it. But at the minute, what my expectations are that we stay indie. We just do a slightly bigger budget each time. Do you want to move to Hollywood with Mommy? Slightly bigger budget and develop and get better kit and better software and all the stuff that we need. Because I say we're very small right now and it was kind of made on a shoestring. But I would like to grow up and get bigger and better from that. I would like to write more books because I love writing my books. And again, I would like to have a bigger response gradually. I mean, I don't expect it like that. I've been working for a really long time and growth is slow and that's normal. That's fine. I accept that. But I would like to keep growing. I would like to keep developing and reach people with my stories. More people. Basically, yeah, that is my goal. Reach more people with my work, my stories and everything I'm doing. That is what I hope. Alright, I'm going to do a couple more. What is one thing you hate to share? I'm a pretty good sharer. I wouldn't share my toothbrush. That's one thing. That's not happening. I don't even like using the same toothbrush twice. I mean, I do, but rather not. I'd like to be one of those crazy rich people who's like got like a rack full of like recyclable toothbrush. I wouldn't want to like have all the plastic and like destroy the world, but I would like to just have a new toothbrush every single time. That'd be lovely, but I don't. I'm just normal. I'm pretty good. I share my food. Sometimes I don't have a choice because I've got kids, and yeah, I'm pretty good. So I'm gonna go toothbrush. Okay. One more. Mix them up real good. All right. What are you? Last question. How long do you sleep? Not long. I get up about between 5 and 6, but around 5:30 I get up every day. Occasionally not, but sometimes earlier, sometimes later, but around between 5 and 6 every day. how long do I sleep really depends on my children. I go to bed relatively early. I go to bed around 9:30 and I read. As long as I'm awake enough to. Sometimes I'm just too tired, but I read because I love to read, and I don't get as much opportunity to as I would like, but I love books so much. So I read before I go to sleep, and then my kids don't sleep well. I get disturbed a few times a night, every night. And like for the last 8 years, that's been true. And now we don't have opportunities for the kids to go to sleepover, because I used to be able to, they used to go to their grandmother, my mom or his mom, and we'd have a night off because they would be having a sleepover, which made them really happy and they loved it, so it wasn't selfish. But we would then get to have a really, really good night's sleep. But obviously with the coronavirus and lockdown and everything, we don't get that now, so I don't sleep a lot. I wish I slept more. I drink a lot of coffee. I have coffee here. I'm always drinking coffee because I'm so tired all the time. But the early start gives me more time to work, and you know, it's fine. I get by, I cope. I've kind of learned to function on no sleep, so that's the situation. Thank you very much for joining me for another session of Ask Me Anything. As I say, if you want to put a question in the bag, you can send them to me. All my social media links are below. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. There's also, as I say, Ask FM. I'm just JJ Barnes over there. And yeah, you can drop a comment on here because I get loads of those. So that's cool. Stick your question in the bag and I will do my best to answer everything as well as I can. You can go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, and find links to all my work, including the film I've been talking about, Hollowhead. It's all over there. And if you subscribe to this channel, I put a video out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. I also have a huge back catalogue of videos over here doing all sorts of different writing advice, as well as things that are also going on. So we've got other people who work in the Siren stories like world, and there's videos and things from them too. So take a look, and yeah, I'll be back again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.